Back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike Renick. I'd like to welcome Julie Grueneberg and Paul Nenninger, two representatives from the Red House Interpretive Center. Thank you guys both for being here today. I hope you're enjoying your time here. We just heard from the Glen House, and now we move on to the Red House. Two just, very, if you're going to come visit Cape Girardeau, those are places that you want to stop at and you want to see. So we're going to dive into the Red House. Real quickly, what's the historical significance, Paul? We were kind of talking before we started, that significance historically of the Red House.
It is the place that Louis Lorimer, the commandant of the Cape Girardeau district, lived. We know the name from his last will and testament, and there's a plaque downtown on the corner of St. Vincent's, the old St. Vincent's Church parking lot that says this is where Red House was originally erected. And he conducted his business. It was, for all lack of a better term, the seat of government for the Cape Girardeau district.
Okay. So Julie, if someone stops and visits, I know we have different tours that will stop off and visit. They walk in the doors. What are they going to see when they walk in the Red House?
Well, they're going to walk into the Red House and they're going to see, first of all, the trading post, which has items that were in Louis Lorimer's inventory when he died in 1812. There was a very detailed list made. So they're going to see those kinds of things. We're going to tell them all kinds of stories about them. They're also going to see the one room that was devoted to Lorimer's family of 9, that being himself, his consort Charlotte, son by his first consort, and 6 children between them. And they lived in one room. That's where they cooked, they ate, they slept, they entertained, worked, everything. And then they're going to see a third room, which has, we have decorated it more or less as the seat of government, because as Paul said, he was the commandant of the area. So he dealt with disputes between people and all kinds of issues there. And then also outside, they're going to see a series of 4 gardens, which are representative of the kinds of vegetation that he would have had at the time. So there's a medicinal garden, cooking herb garden, flower garden, and a vegetable garden.
Do you think, is this a place that if you live in Cape Girardeau, you kind of take for granted maybe? I've got friends that have moved away, and when they come back and they maybe bring their kids or they bring friends, they want to go to the Red House. Mm-hmm. And that speaks volumes of the history and really what it does mean to us.
It's amazing to me. I don't think there's a week go by that I don't run into somebody and I say, well, I work with the Red House, and they're like, what's that? And it just amazes me that they don't know about it. Yeah. But people are getting very savvy about going online and looking to see what points of interest there are in Cape Girardeau. So when they come in, we try to find out how they found out about us. And it's always, well, we Googled you, or we, found points of interest in Cape Girardeau or whatever, and they come and they enjoy it.
Paul, I think we were talking again before. You were foreman on the latest construction of the Red House, is that correct?
Yeah, this was created for the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial. So we were trying to get it ready for 2003, November of 2003. And there was a big sign up that was looking for volunteers. And I just moved back to Cape and retired, and so I checked into it, and Steve Strom was in charge. He was a former city councilman and an attorney here in town. And he said, well, you kind of had a job where you could deal with people and things. How about being a foreman? And I said, well, I don't know anything about building. He says that you don't need that. We have people who know how to build. We need somebody who says, we're going to get this done on time. Because we had to deliver by a certain date. And it was a big undertaking. It was a huge volunteer effort. And you're kind of coordinating all these different volunteers. Everybody would give 4 hours a week to help on the construction. Sometimes we needed help from like the football team at Cape Central. They came and moved some of the logs for us, which was just brute force moving heavy logs that we'd come across. Construction companies gave in-kind stuff, provided a construction trailer, some specialized equipment that helped with the fitting the logs together. Missouri Dry Dock provided a crane to help the A-frame roof structures, put them in place. So it was the big things and the little things. A lot of people stopped by to offer labor. When I was foreman, you had to get them to sign the release for that you didn't get hurt or anything. We had people on vacation come spend a couple hours with us because they just thought that, hey, this is a neat idea. They were from Michigan and all over the United States. Kind of surprised all of us that we'd attract that kind of interest.
That's great. So very much a community effort then to get it done. I got a picture here. This is the Red House, if you've not seen that, in downtown Cape. And I know you guys have some activities, you have events from time to time, and some of those will be coming up next year. Real quickly here, what are a couple of those events, Julie, that people can partake in?
Our biggest event will always occur on the third Saturday in May. In 2026, that's May 16th, and we call it Heritage Day. And what we do is we try to get as many people as we can who can demonstrate skills from that time period. We have them out on the lawn so people can walk up and watch and talk to them and whatever. And we also have mule jumping, which is a big draw. We usually have a black powder gun, and we have, this past year we had lace making and different things like that. And you can take a tour of the Red House for free. So come on in.
Okay, fantastic. What's the best way to stay engaged with the Red House? If you want to, you mentioned, you got maybe family coming in, you want to know if it's open or what the hours are, those sort of things. What's the best way to be able to stay up to date on everything with the Red House?
Well, we are in the process of developing an email list from the visitors who have come and anybody else who's interested, so that when we have an event, we can send that out. But right now, we have signs on the Red House that tell when we're there. You can also contact the Cape Parks and Recs office by phone. We have an email address that can be used, and I think you all have that. And if nothing else, you can always get hold of me.
So,
Facebook.
Oh yeah, Facebook.
Yes, we have a Facebook page and we have a web page.
Okay, so you could probably search Red House for Facebook, and then also good old Google will do it for you once in a while as well. Well, we got to get wrapping up here, but really appreciate your time and appreciate your volunteerism and highlighting a great piece of Cape Girardeau's history. So Paul, thank you, and Julie, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you.